Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going over a pretty funny situation, one of the biggest plot twists I've seen on YouTube. So yesterday, Ethan Klein, aka H3H3 Productions, released this video where he announced that he is suing 3 content creators for copyright infringement. And this is a very serious set of lawsuits carrying potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of damages for the 3 individuals he is filing these suits against. Now, for some context, before we get into the 3 people and what's going on with them and their reaction to having these lawsuits made against them, a couple months ago, there was this video uploaded by Ethan Klein called Content Nuke Hassan Piker. Now, this is a video that he gave a very clear date for, and a lot of Hassan's orbiters were literally doing countdowns until its release. And this is important for a reason I'll get into in just a second. But a lot of people were waiting for this to be released so they could share it and react to it. Now, there was this mega thread in the H3 Snark subreddit, which is a subreddit dedicated to attacking Ethan Klein and his family. They made this mega thread where basically they show you where to watch the content nuke by Ethan Klein. Now, their whole goal here is to list off these individuals, these content creators, and have them as a place to watch his video. Instead of going to Ethan Klein's channel and watching it, you're going to watch it through these other people who are going to play it on their channel. Okay, and mixed into all of this as well is this conversation about how transformative does your commentary need to be. The meme about this stuff always involves the empty chair. Hassan Piker has, his empty chair reactions where he leaves the room and lets videos continue playing, which is something we'll see from at least 2 of the people being sued by Ethan Klein for their reaction to that previous video. Now, to add on to this, knowing that these Hassan orbiters were going to be reacting and that they're probably going to have very low effort reactions, he came up with a very daring plan.
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating?
That is one of the most underhanded and petty things I've ever seen in the history of YouTube. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This is a sort of Trojan horse of a video where he lined this up for the 3 individuals down here to get sued. And you can see the names. It's Denims, Frogan, and Kaceytron. You couldn't have this happen to worse people. The literal 3 stooges here, they fell for the bait. They reacted or didn't react in many cases to this video that was technically Ethan Klein's legal property at the time, and now they're getting sued. Now, to make this clear, he's not just suing them because they reacted to his video. In fact, he doesn't have an issue with people who criticized the video or interacted with it in a good faith way. He singles these 3 individuals out because of their intention. They had very clear malice in their intention. They were being harmful with their intention. They wanted to cause harm to his channel by offering themselves as a different platform to watch his video. And then they barely reacted to anything. They walked out of the room in multiple cases. But like I said, the most important thing for why they were singled out is because of their intentions. They had bad intentions with the way they were offering themselves as a place to watch this video. And the crazy thing is, they all say it. They just admit their intention to do this stuff publicly in their streams because they were feeling so smug and snarky about this whole thing that they never fear any consequences. They never think anything's going to happen to them, so they gleefully explain their intentions as to what they're doing with their stream and Ethan's video.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people, Reddit people. I came from the H3 Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hassan is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Now, I would imagine in a copyright infringement case, probably one of the hardest things to prove is intent. But these three geniuses just admit it. They just come out and admit it. And it's crazy that they felt so brazen to do so. Now let's spend some time and look at the reactions or lack thereof from these individuals when they're watching the content nuke on Hassan Piker. Beginning with Denims TV, someone we've talked about on this channel a couple of times. Very controversial individual. She was the one who upped the bounty on Mark Kern's head over stellar Blade drama. She has accused Ethan's wife, Hila, of shooting unarmed children while she served in the IDF. She also said the CPS call made against Ethan's family wasn't a big deal because his kids 3 and 5 haven't started to form memories yet, which is crazy. And then recently she started a GoFundMe to try to sue Ethan Klein, and when it wasn't working out, she wasn't getting the funds she needed, she shut it down. And now, here we are, and this was her stellar commentary. As you can see, the empty chair reaction, as per usual, eating food, not really reacting, but of course, we know her intentions, and this is a very bad look for her.
After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
All right.
You do look
Literally,
better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know.
Next up, coming into the Thunderdome, we have the two-time rising Twitch star Frogan, who's been having a very tough time the last couple of months. You go to any of her tweets, by the way, hundreds of comments just dunking on her, making fun of her, and now she's facing another line of problems. And you know what? A lot of people don't feel bad for you when you say things like soldiers deserve PTSD, and then you double and triple down on it in a very smug fashion. People don't forget stuff like that. But anyways, she would also, of course, react to this because every single one of these Hassan orbiters was geared up and ready to go for this whole thing to go down. And she would provide another empty chair reaction. And in fact, it got so bad that even her own chat started to call her out for her lack of commentary. And she didn't like it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and
apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens? Do you have anything to say? Dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Last but not least, we have the third person in this trilogy of lawsuits, Kaceytron, which was kind of a wild card. Didn't really expect to see her here, but nonetheless, she's a very interesting individual. And by interesting, I mean not at all. She has really two passions in life. Number one is calling people incels on twitter.com. I'm not joking. Keyword search incel on her channel. It's actually insane. Calling married people incels, it's like the only word she knows. Her other thing that she spends her time doing is smoking weed. That's like her whole personality, and that is very relevant to the clip we're about to play from her reaction to the content nuke, because she unironically spends more time smoking than speaking. That is insane.
She smoked more than she spoke. Kaceytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
Yeah, totally not addicted. She can quit anytime she wants. 43 hits in like an hour? Oh my god, her dopamine receptors gotta be absolutely fried. Like, there is no dopamine going through that system whatsoever when you need that much marijuana to basically function and power your way through sitting through a video and barely speaking, by the way. I mean, like I said, she spent more time smoking than actually reacting. And her reactions can barely be called that, because typically she would just go, I'm confused, I have no idea what's going on, because she's so zoinked out of her mind, or she just coughs. She probably coughed as much as she actually spoke. It's crazy. And she has the gall to go on social media today and say that's her medicine, and she has every right to do that. And she thinks that's the reason Ethan is suing her. It's an absolute mess. And of course, this video has been pretty devastating, right? You got these 3 lawsuits, very high stakes. If he wins, each one minimum of $150,000 plus attorney's fees. So it's a very, very big thing for these people that they're facing. A lot of money on the line, and it's not going to be easy. I don't think this is going to be an easy lawsuit for Ethan Klein, but honestly, he's petty. He just wanted to do this, and he's got the money to do it, and he caught them. He caught them in a very elaborate scheme. You can think it's diabolical, petty, whatever you want. It worked. It worked probably a lot better than he thought it was going to work, if we're being honest. But let's look at the reactions to what's going on here. Beginning with Denims, who predictably, and as predicted by Ethan in the video, would see this and immediately start a GoFundMe. Another GoFundMe, as I stated, because she started one just over a month ago, trying to sue Ethan Klein. She raised $46,000. You think that's a lot? Unfortunately, her goal was $150,000. She wasn't even close. She knew she wasn't going to get there, so she just refunded everyone and stopped the campaign out of, well, embarrassment, probably. And here we are once again with another GoFundMe, and if you notice, she used very Weasley language here. She says, if/when I go forward as a plaintiff, I will be self-funded. Of course, this time she is the defendant, and now she isn't barred from starting up a GoFundMe without looking like a hypocrite, and that's exactly what she did. This is the new one. A very modest $100,000 goal this time. She went down, and as you can see, in the first 24 hours, she's raised just short of $7,000. 7% of her goal. Not too great. She's got a very, very long way to go, and also I think there's something very funny about this whole situation. I believe out of all of them, Denims is in the most trouble. And one particular thing that I want to mention is her stream where she was reacting to the content nuke was the biggest stream of her career. Very bad timing for that to happen, because it's only amplifying the consequences of what she did, because she was live streaming at one point to over 43,000 people, which 43,000 people watching this individual is kind of crazy. But also, I think there's some irony here too of like these people being Hassan orbiters and having to start GoFundMes to pay for their defense of these lawsuits. And then you got Hassan himself, who probably makes 8 figures a year, just rolling around being like, all right, good luck, guys. But anyways, that's what's going on here. And if anyone's giving money to this, you are... If you're a sentient human being and you're giving money to this, you deserve to lose your money because it's just going to waste once again. And let's check in on the other parties here. Frogan. Well, she hasn't had too much of a response, more like a panic, where this is her last tweet. This wasn't about anything. This is the day before the lawsuit was announced, where she's saying, let's get me some gifted subs, and the comment section is just absolutely destroying her, right? But there is one thing she did do, and what was that? The worst thing she could have possibly done, and that is wipe her entire Twitch VOD collection clean. At the very least, she unlisted them, or at the worst, she deleted them, which is a very, very bad move. Who advised this? I don't know, but this is tantamount to deleting evidence. That's not good. It also makes you look guilty, because if you're facing this sort of a lawsuit and your first reaction is to basically burn the logs, that's not very inspiring. It shows that you're nervous and you have something to hide. I think any person looking at it objectively knows this was a very, very bad move. Now let's move on to the final party here. And of course, that is Kaceytron, whose first reaction to this was to argue with an Ethan Klein parody account. This isn't actually Ethan Klein, so she's in here saying, well, I'm suing you too. I think she took too many bong rips again, and she just doesn't know where she is. That's not too surprising. But on top of that, she would have a meltdown on stream. Listen to just a small portion of this and how just seething she is.
Blast you, Ethan Klein! Blast you to fucking hell! No, like...
Well, well, well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, that's the face of someone who's finding out currently. I'd play the rest of the clip, but it's just profanity laced to a ridiculous degree. And at the end of it, she calls Ethan's wife, Ela, an ugly see you next Tuesday, which seemed completely ridiculous to say when this isn't even about her. But anyways, she announced her own GoFundMe as well. Completely predictable, but her headline here is deranged, okay? Ethan KKK Klein is going to sue me for smoking too much weed. He is trying to take away my ability to purchase my medically necessary marijuana products. We cannot let this happen. Donate to my weed fund. Live on stream right now. Let's show the KK Kleins how to really goof and gaff. And ironically, when you're dealing with a situation of copyright infringement, she posts an unedited 2.5-minute long clip on her Twitter. Like, I don't think she's learning anything. And also, I find it so weird. She keeps calling him KK Klein. He's Jewish. I don't think he's a white supremacist KKK member. I think that's kind of like ridiculous. Like, we're watering these terms down to the point they mean absolutely nothing. And also, she tries to make this about smoking too much. That's why she's being sued, right? Not for the copyright infringement. And she starts her little, basically her weed fund. And it's going great. Yeah, she's going to get there in no time. She's raised 1,300 smackaroos. That puts her at 1% of her goal. She also has a very modest goal of $100,000 as well. And just look how unserious this person is. Posting a meme in a GoFundMe where she could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think she should take this a little more seriously. But of course, what's her other reaction to this? Calling everyone incels. Yup. Immediately after announcing the GoFundMe and getting clowned on for that, she says, desperately need a mute all incels button. Fascinating. And of course, you know who else is reacting to this? Hassan Piker, saying washed up old YouTubers will do anything instead of taking some time off and going to therapy. Massive projection. Also, what's with this guy and calling everyone old? Hassan, you and Ethan are both in your 30s. We talking about, dude? Old? I don't know, man. This whole situation is a complete mess, and I'm here for it, man. Like, it's funny to watch from the sidelines. This is a complete dumpster fire. People really were messing around, and now they're finding out. You have a very motivated and wealthy Ethan Klein who caught these people in his trap, and now he's going to make their life hell, and that's hilarious. But anyways, that's going to do for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time.